Hi everyone, my name is Anayia and I will be verbatimly reciting the poem in the honor of Amanda Gorman, she who spoke in the President Joe Biden's inauguration, for she is an example of hope and inspiration of my generation, for the young black nation of girls like me. Thanks for making history. When days come, we ask ourselves, where can we find the light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We braved the belly of the beast. We learned that quiet isn't always peace, and the norm of notions of what just is isn't always just this. And yet, the dawn is still ours. Before we do it, somehow we do it. Somehow we weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny black girl descended from slavery and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming a president, only to find herself recited for one. And yes, we are far from polished and far from pristine, but that doesn't mean that we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge a union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all culture, color, character, and condition of men. And so we lift our gaze, not to what stands between us, but to what stands before us. We close the divides, because we know in order to put our future first, we must put our differences aside. We lay down our arms, so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else says this is true, that as we breathe, we grew, that as we hurt, we hope, that as we tired, we tried, that we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we'll never again know defeat, but because we'll never again show division. Scriptures tell us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine or fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we were to live up to this time, the victory won't lie in the blade, but in the bridges we made. That is a promise to glad. The hills we climb, if only we dared, is because being American is more than the pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that will shatter our nation rather than share it, that will destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy, was verily nearly effortlessly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. And this truth, in this faith we trust, that while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is an era of this redemption. We fear it as an exception, that we do not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it we find the power to offer a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter. While we once asked, how can we possibly prevail over catastrophic? Now we assert, how can catastrophic possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move forward to what shall be. A nation that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our interactions and inheritance will be the inheritance of the next generation. That our blunders become their burdens. And one thing is for certain, if we merge mercy with might, and might with right, and love becomes our legacy, and changes our children's birthright. Let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left with. Every breath from our bronze-pounded chest, we will rise this wounded world into a winner's one. We will rise from the golden limb hills of the west. We will rise from the mid-sweep northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the midwestern state. We will rise from the sun-baked south. We will rebuild, re-reconcile, and recover every known nook of our nation, and every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, better and beautiful. When days come, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid, as a new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light, if only we were brave enough to see it, if only